Welcome to the kidsministry.blog podcast. Every episode, we share ideas, tips, and resources to help your children's ministry thrive.
So today, we're tackling something I think we all do, the bathrobe fallacy.
The bathrobe fallacy.
Yeah.
It's that, default image in your head where everyone in the Bible is on the same Sandy movie set, wearing basically the same outfit.
And living at the same time. It's a flatness we just project onto history.
Yeah.
And the source we're looking at today, an article from Kids Ministry blog, really puts that to the test.
Yeah, it's called Teaching Kids About Different Cultures in the Bible.
Yeah.
And it tests the concept against, the toughest audience you can imagine.
Modern 7-year-olds.
Exactly. The author is trying to explain the ancient Near East to kids who, they literally can't imagine a world without Wi-Fi or pizza.
And it went, let's just say, off the rails. The phrase used was total disaster. It really shows this huge context gap. You can't just tell a story.
No, you have to sort of dismantle their entire reality first, which brings us to what the author calls the Egypt problem. You'd think teaching the Exodus story would be pretty straightforward.
Big drama, parting seas, right? But the kids got stuck on something else entirely.
Mummies.
Mummies. To them, Egypt means what? Scooby-Doo villains. The whole lesson just derailed.
Right. They were asking if Moses had to, dodge sarcophagi on his way to school. They didn't care about liberation.
They cared about monsters, and then once they got past the undead, they hit the food problem.
The culinary shock. The idea that pizza is not a universal constant.
The kids were genuinely horrified. But the teacher tried this experiment. They baked unleavened bread in class.
Which backfired, I remember.
Completely. They called it flat cardboard crackers.
But the best part was the question one kid asked, how did Moses' mom bake so fast?
Because in his house, the bread machine takes 3 hours.
Exactly. It's bread machine logic. And you see the same thing with housing. The author shows them pictures of flat-roofed houses.
And the kids are looking for the triangle roofs.
They couldn't get it. And when the teacher said people slept on the roof to stay cool, they just asked.
Why didn't they just turn on the air conditioning?
Which, of course, leads to the ultimate deal breaker, the tech void.
This was the moment of pure devastation.
No electricity, no Wi-Fi.
And nowhere to charge a tablet. The author says the kids weren't just bored. They looked like they were hearing about a horror movie.
Well, it reframes everything. Think about Paul's missionary journeys. We see a map and think road trip.
The kids saw a nightmare. When they found out those lines on the map took years.
Not hours.
Yeah, years. They started asking about logistics, where are the rest stops, and my absolute favorite.
Did the donkeys have seatbelts?
Donkey seatbelts. It's funny, but it's actually so profound. You can't just strip away these modern ideas about safety.
Oh, and the money was a letdown, too. The denarii disappointment.
They thought it would be chocolate coins.
Of course.
Yeah.
Finding out it's just, metal. What a ripoff.
There's a real language barrier, too. The kids were shocked that Jesus spoke Aramaic.
Not English. Though one was apparently impressed he was bilingual.
To get around all this, the teacher had to use some pretty creative analogies. I loved the one for the Pharisees and Sadducees.
The dodgeball analogy, it was perfect.
Yeah, tell us.
Well, the teacher just said, it's like how some kids love dodgeball and some kids think it's too dangerous. And just like that, they got it.
Because it's a social dynamic they understand, but the article does shift into heavier topics.
It does. It moves into things like gender roles and, of course, slavery.
And the kids pick up on it. They ask why women weren't called disciples, and they ask the really hard questions.
Theology breakers. Why didn't God stop slavery?
Or, did Jesus have a dog?
Yeah. And how do you answer that? Well, the author handled it with just radical honesty.
Saying, I don't know.
Exactly. Realizing that making up a neat answer is actually worse than just admitting the discomfort of the question.
So the goal wasn't really a history lesson. It was about humanizing them.
Yes. Moving them from being, flannel board characters to actual people. People who got hot, who didn't have pizza, and had to walk everywhere.
Even if they still picture them in bathrobes.
Right. At least now they're picturing humans in bathrobes.
Which, and this is the final point of the article, brings it back to us. We laugh at the bread machine comment.
But we do the same thing, just, with more sophisticated language. We project our ideas of Smead and comfort and individualism onto these ancient stories.
We're blinded by our own air conditioning. So here's a thought for you to chew on before we go.
If you were stripped of your Wi-Fi, your car, your grocery store, if you lost all of your modern context, how much of your worldview would really hold up? Are you actually connecting with the human experience of the past, or just projecting your own comfort onto it?
That's it for this deep dive. Thanks for listening.
Thanks for listening. To find more ideas, tips, and resources, go to kidsministry.blog. We'll see you next time.